Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and now we're going to be approaching a problem dealing with the tone of a reading passage. So, the way that you approach this problem is you focus on specifically diction and rhetorical devices, specifically things like irony or comparisons to try to poke fun at things that might seem extreme in the way that an argument is argued for. So let's go ahead and see what the author of this passage is talking about, what arguments she's proposing to back up what she's talking about, and try to figure out how she feels about it from the type of words that and devices that she uses. So the first sentence here is book banning and book burning have been going on for centuries. So this seems like a neutral statement. And she gives examples of this, so from religious texts and subversive political pamphlets to risque novels. So all of these things seem to be negative, maybe not so much religious, but subversive and risque. Don't necessarily have positive connotations. But then we go ahead and see here the word censoring, and this has a negative connotation that it represses the freedom of expression that we value so much, at least in our culture. And if we weren't sure that this is necessarily a negative word, then we've got right out the word damaging down here. This is a damaging practice that has continued into the 20th century. She gives examples of books that are very important to Western literature, such as Ulysses, Lady Chatterley's Lover, The Grapes of Wrath, and says that they've all been banned in some parts of the country. Specifically, she points out that school boards are banning some of these books. For instance, some townships are banning the Harry Potter series on the grounds that it promotes witchcraft. And this particular part of the sentence here, on the grounds that it promotes witchcraft, is to poke fun at the fact that that's why they're being banned, as though she were suggesting witchcraft isn't really there. And this is a ridiculous reason to ban a book, and she seems incensed about that. And some religious groups continue to burn books they feel are offensive. So if it wasn't clear enough, she's now targeting religious groups directly. The harm that this activity, so again, harm, this is a negative word, this activity can promote might be best summed up in a quote from Heinrich Heine, where they have burned books, they will end in burning human beings. And you can assume that the reason that she's doing this is because books are the depository of people's ideas. So the source of these ideas are the people themselves. And if they're burning the ideas, they might as well be burning the people coming up with them through the process of censoring the freedom of speech, so to speak. So this person definitely isn't happy about the censoring of books that might be on the edge of what's acceptable. So definitely there is no sense of enthusiastic approbation here. She's not enthusiastic about it, and she's not going to approve it. She's definitely disapproving the fact that book banning and book burning have gone on and are still going on. Stern reproach might be a better way of describing what she's talking about. She's definitely reproaching it. She's not accepting it. She's saying it should not happen. And when you reproach somebody for something, you're telling them what they should be doing from a position of authority. What she is doing, you people should not be censoring books. And it is stern in that she's using very strong vocabulary, such as harm, damage, and is poking fun at the practice by pointing to examples of things which she believes don't exist, such as witchcraft. So this seems to be a good example of what the tone is here. Let's go ahead and read the other ones before we settle. Detached descriptions. This isn't detached in that she is going ahead and calling it damaging and harmful and using words that definitely give it a negative connotation. Detached would be if she was being completely neutral. Violent condemnation. So even though it is a condemnation, I wouldn't say that it's violent. This is a little bit too extremist of a conclusion to draw. In frank curiosity, it doesn't seem that she's curious. She's definitely reproaching. So this is the best answer. Try not to go with extremes here. I hope that this helped, and happy prepping.